TechCrunch.
Hey there, TechCrunch. We are here with Prashant Choksi of Mumbai Angels, who just talked on the panel about going to India. And you've probably seen a few startups here on the alley during these days. And what would your elevator pitch be to a Russian startup to go to India?
So first of all, let me tell you that the energy over here is excellent. And the kind of vibration that Digital October has created over here is just phenomenal. So I'm loving it. And some of the startups over here, particularly I saw, I think the Displayer, and I think the other one is 10 Tracks, and I saw one Glamcom. So the fantastic ideas. In fact, the way I would look at it is that India is buzzing with activity right now as far as the angel investing is concerned. And the startup activity is concerned. Bombay, Delhi, all the metros are fantastic. And there's enough talent which is coming back, like I said on the panel, coming back from the US, back to India, and they are starting. And some of these guys have excellent pedigreed entrepreneurs from Harvard, Stanford, and they come back, bootstrap and start. And their ideas are very, very sometimes complementary to you guys and some of these startups, and they can tie up and build a very credible, scalable business, because India is a big market. I think the ideas over here are fantastic. I think the marketplace is over there. So, and there's enough traction that they don't need to worry about coming to. The ecosystem is very well developed. Not only they can get funding from India, but they have the marketplace also, and they need to have a strategic investor who can show them the market also there. So that's why they should come to India.
One of the recruitment blogs recently did a research on the cost of running a startup in different cities around the world, comparing all the cities from New York and San Francisco to Mumbai and Manila. I think Mumbai ranked somewhere as one of the places with lowest overheads for running a startup. I don't remember the exact figures, but it said that if you want to if you have this much money, you can last 2 times longer in Mumbai if you set up an office in Mumbai than if you set up an office in Moscow or New York. Do you think our startups should consider opening up offices in India and actually hiring developers, hiring coders, user support, if they're addressing the Asian market?
I think that's what I was saying, and I think you've raised, Peter, the right thing. That's exactly what they should do. Come to India, open up the office. The cost of is low, plus they get very good quality engineers and developers. And the innovation, what I see over here is fantastic. We don't have great innovation coming out of India. We have great people to work, but not innovation in terms of true innovation. Like I'm seeing some of these startups over here. They are more solution looking for a problem, which is already there in US or something, copycat ideas. And some of these ideas can definitely find engineers who will help them actually scale up much faster, and at the same time the cost is low. So
how difficult it is for a foreign company to open up an office in India?
Well, if you are opening a company over there, a startup, like a private limited company or something, it may not be that easy as much as it's easy in like UK or US, where you can get in few hours, or Singapore, like 4 hours you get the company up and running. India, it's not that. But once it starts off, you don't need to, I'm saying you don't need to set up the company in India. You can set it out of Singapore or your company and have the startup still there. So not necessarily to start the company, but have the setup over there.
Do you deal with a lot of companies that are started by... I'll rephrase it. There are a lot of entrepreneurs in the States or in the UK who are originally from India or who are of Indian ancestry. Are there a lot of entrepreneurs that are not of Indian origins who come to India to run their business?
So surprisingly, yes, there are many of them, and so many are. Like, I'll give you an example, you can even check it up, a company called ZipDial, run by a Valerie, I think she's probably from somewhere from Europe. Jonathan, who runs Baba Jobs, there's some other guy who runs something else. So there are several of them who are running companies in India, and very successful ones. And or they are also part of a startup also. So there are many like that.
Great. And in terms of angel investments in India, what would a typical first round be? A typical seed round or angel round?
So once the family, friends, and fools have invested, I think the next thing is to go to angel investing. And typically, Mumbai Angels, we do anything below $500,000. So anything from $50,000 upward to $500,000. $50,000, I think they get it from their thing, or they put their own sweat money. But nowadays, I think the cost of starting a startup is much lower. So our average that we invest is about close to $200,000.
Can you say a little bit more about Mumbai Angels? Is it more of a co-investment fund, or is it like angel list?
So it's neither of them. I think it's more of a angel network, which actually supports or enables the investors to put money into the startup. So it's an enabler, just like any other angel group in Silicon Valley. There are so many of them in the US.
Right.
We have maybe 20 of them in India right now. But so it's one such group. And we have invested in about 70 companies so far from 2007. And some of the interesting companies that we have invested in is, Peter, a company called InMobi. It's one of the largest mobile ad network in the world, private one, after Google, maybe Facebook, and Millennium Media. I think that's the fourth one. It's pretty popular. So these are the companies which we have invested in. There are many TV on mobile, cash payment systems, many of them. So, and we have about 150 members, and we have 2 chapters, one in Mumbai and now one in Bangalore.
And to some practicalities of starting up in India, if I were a Russian startup interested in going to India, what would my first steps be?
First step is, I think, to do a recce trip, visit some of the angel groups like Mumbai Angels or other angel groups around the country, meet them, be comfortable. I'm sure you'll find a connection into it, and one of the reasons of visiting over here is that we have been visiting south of France, we've been visiting Israel, Singapore, other places, and now we have built relationships with the entrepreneurs as well as investors, where they are comfortable enough to invest with us and come to India very comfortably, and now they have started looking at India very seriously. So I think the first thing is, even one of the emails that came to me, I said, okay, first level is trust. Once the trust is there, Peter, you will come to India, you'll say, okay, Peter, Prashant, I like this company to invest in. Because it's more depending on the, between two people first. So you need to
It's very personal.
It's very personal before you invest, or you come to India, either of the two.
And are there any industry events like TechCrunch we're at right now in India that maybe could be a good start? Like to just come to an event and meet a lot of people at once?
Yeah, so we just had one last 10 days back called Asian Business Angel Forum, and where we had delegates from across the Asia, including the Europe and the US. And these are the best opportunity. There are also some VC circle events and other things which keep happening. If you look it up on the Google, you'll find many of them, and one must visit that.
Great, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm converted. I'm going to India.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks a lot. This was Prashant Choksi from Mumbai Angels.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you.
TechCrunch.